Servus Freunde, my name is Jimmy Cage and this is Tale of Tales. Tale of Tales by Italian filmmaker Matteo Garrone is a dark, macabre fairy tale fantasy movie starring Salma Hayek, Vincent Cassel, Toby Jones, these two identical twins, an ugly ogre, this strange sea monster, and a hula-hooping bear. That's right, The Revenant isn't the only movie with an impressive bear scene. Tale of Tales, original title Il racconto di I racconti, is an European movie produced in Italy, France and the UK, but completely told and acted in English. It is director Matteo Garrone's first English-speaking film, whose most recognized work so far is the crime drama Gomorrah from 2008. The movie is based on the Pentamarone, a collection of fairy tales from the 17th century, and it tells three different stories which are only very loosely connected to one another. The movie begins with Salma Hayek as a sad but determined queen who is not able to bear a child and seeks help from a strange old man, who then tells her she needs to get the heart of a monster. Right from the start I was very intrigued because Tale of Tales is beautiful to look at. It really feels like an old dark fairy tale come to life. From the camera work to the costumes, sets and music, it has a great atmosphere to it, and it also tells its stories mostly visually. There's no narrator, no big emphasis on dialogue, but the images themselves and how the different characters act reveal much more about what's going on. It's a rather slow-moving movie, but I was always curious what's going on, even though it's also a little bit predictable. So after the monster's heart is cut out and eaten, only one night later the child is born. But the maid who cooked it, not the child, the heart, also got pregnant and gives birth to an identical twin. The years pass and the queen can't stand having her son spending time with the son of a simple maid. That's the basis for the first story, but simultaneously the movie tells two more, always cutting back and forth after a certain amount of time. Vincent Cassel portrays a passionate, maybe you can even say sex-addicted king who falls in love with a very old woman because he believes she's a young, beautiful girl. And in the third story, another king, played by Toby Jones, marries his daughter to a wild ogre. The stories itself are macabre and have a certain twisted humor to it, but the strong point of the movie are definitely its visuals and a bizarre flair to it. It's weird and also gory, and yeah, there is nudity in it as well. It's a dark fairy tale, not for little children, but for adults who like a strange take on the fantasy genre. Its colors are stunning and its music by Alexander Desplat is eerie and beautiful. Where you might struggle most with the movie are its characters and the way the stories progress, because there are no heroes. You might feel sympathy for some characters, but everybody has some serious flaws and a bad motivation to them as well. I personally was expecting a more clear, more simple morality at the end of the stories, and when it all ended, it felt abrupt to me. But hey, I guess that's how these fairy tales were, and this way there's still stuff to talk about after you see the movie. So it's not genuine a bad thing, I guess. Just don't expect your typical movie narrative, because that's not what Tale of Tales is about. As always, please tell me in the comments below what you think about Tale of Tales, and if you'd like to see more, click here and join the Nerd Cage. Hail to the king, baby!